Hey everyone, so I live near the Frankenstein Collectibles show, and this past weekend was LA Comic Con, and I wanted to kill some time beforehand because I was meeting some friends in the later afternoon, and I didn't have anything going on, so I went to Frank's and was really excited to find that they still had Wicket in stock. If you guys don't know about Frankenstein's, it is a collectible expo that's every weekend and Wednesdays in LA. They have a ton of amazing stuff here and a lot of vendors that are able to import stuff early from overseas, so I feel very lucky to live near here and be able to pick up stuff early for the channel. If you guys want to know more about Frankenstein's, the footage you're seeing right now is from a Frankenstein's tour video that I made a few months ago, so go ahead and check that out on the channel. But anyway, let's get into looking at Wicket. So here is the card back. This is of course the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. This is one of the few unique sculpts that we're getting, so you can see all of the other 5 figures in this first wave are all reused figures, so we already have all of those in the Black Series. Wicket is of course the most famous Ewok from the series, probably the one with the most individual screen time, and yet it's taken us a couple of years from when we got our first Ewok figures to get this one. So we got Teebo released in the main line, and then Paploo, which came in the Endor speeder bike 3-pack, that was the convention exclusive. That came with a lot of repacks, and so a lot of people have been waiting for Paploo to come on the 40th card back in order to get that figure in as well. So everyone's Ewok collections are about to get a little bit larger. If you are a mint on card collector, please avert your eyes. I save all of my boxes for the Galaxy line, but these card backs are pretty difficult to save, so you either take the figure out or you keep them carded, and I'm definitely an opener. First impression, this is very tiny. We will compare him to the other Ewoks in just a minute. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and you want more Black Series reviews, please click that subscribe button and hit that like button. So we're seeing some paint details on this that are a little bit different than what we see in the Black Series these days. We have some dry brushing on the body to give him kind of that white fur on the face and the chest, and it actually does feel a bit heavy-handed, especially when looking at him like this without the headpiece. But if you look at the packaging, he does have quite a light face. I think maybe it's a little bit more of a cream color, where this looks a little bit kind of whitish gray, but it doesn't look too bad once you put the headpiece back on. He doesn't have any articulation at his knees. He is very tiny and very short, and so I guess there wasn't enough room to kind of fit that in there, but he does have some articulation at the feet here. Nothing too crazy, but I think it would have been a little bit distracting to add any more articulation here, but he does have articulation at the wrists and the elbows. It was a little tricky to get him into position. These are tiny joints and they were a little bit tight, so you just want to be careful with these that you don't damage anything as you're, just kind of loosening it up right out of the package. Let's take a look at the accessories here. So this does come with a nice amount of accessories, sort of making up for the fact that this is such a tiny figure. These are all new accessories. We have had a few different Ewok weapons that came with the other figures, but from what I can tell, these are all brand new. So we have the spear, the little club here, this other club with a slightly different sculpt, and then the bow and arrow. The arrow is very tiny, make sure you do not lose that, but you can go ahead and stick it right into the bow here so it stays in place. I did have a little bit of trouble getting him posed up with this bow and arrow. There's not a lot of room for his hands, and he doesn't really, you can't really have him holding this in an archery position. But what's cool about these accessories is similar to the Nayland Shield that came with those extra accessories for the Figure and Dan figures. You can use these for your other Ewoks, and those Ewoks have removable accessories as well, so if you've got Teebo and Paploo and you get spares and take off, Teebo's hat, or you take off Paploo's head wrap, you can create a bunch of different Ewoks, especially if you're comfortable painting. But we'll look at some of my custom Ewoks in a little bit, but you can just mix and match the accessories here and build out your Ewok army a little bit larger. Let's take a look at how Wicket scales to some of the other figures that you'll be displaying him with. So we've got Endor Leia here. He looks a lot larger here with Leia because she's also a small figure than he does compared to the other Ewoks, but it does feel correct, and this is kind of how I remembered him being scaled just in my head before I got the figure. Here's how he scales towards Teebo. So you can see he is a lot smaller than Teebo, but I guess he's supposed to be kind of this like younger, a little bit more innocent Ewok. Here is the Paploo figure that came in the Endor 3-pack. Excited to be getting this on the card back because I would like to do some more Ewok customs, and he wasn't really that affordable until now. Here's how he looks with my custom Ewok. So you can see that is a repainted Paploo on the left, repainted to be Chief Chirpa, and then the Teebo figure on the right, repainted to be Logray. I do have some accessories on the right that were from Two Sons Casting, who unfortunately are no longer in business, but here's all 5 of my Ewoks all together now. From what I've seen, I think the only other figure I'm gonna get in the Return of the Jedi line is the Chewbacca with the new head sculpt with the chain around the neck. Oh, and the Endor Rebel Soldier Deluxe figure, I'm really excited for that one to be revealed. We have not seen that yet, but I think it'll be amazing. I really hope it is similar to the Hoth Trooper that we saw in the Empire Strikes Back line. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit different, I'm a little bit sick, but I wanted to get this review out to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching as always, and I'll see you all next time.